Okay, now we move on to the Leibovit VR Directional Expert, which can be used alone or can be the basis for a template for use with your own trading indicators. Unlike the Leibovit VR Sequential Expert, which shows all successful VRs in the same direction, the Leibovit VR Directional Expert only shows a newly generated VR when it is in the opposite direction of the previous VR, or the previous VR has hit a defined stop-loss level. As long as a VR has not been stopped out, only the initial VR in the direction of a trend is displayed. I will repeat that. As long as a VR has not been stopped out, only the initial VR signal in the direction of a trend is displayed. Sequential VRs are not included in this expert. Since the Leibovit VR Directional Expert can also be used for trading, a feature of this expert is that stop losses are placed on the chart as well as included in the commentary. The Leibovit VR Directional Expert also presents its commentary in a trading-friendly format, including order placement and stop-loss levels. Since the only VRs displayed in this expert are the initial VRs in any given direction, several market conditions may be more easily identified. One such condition is that of the trend reversal. These initial directional VRs confirm the shift in control from buyers to sellers or from sellers to buyers, which is the hallmark of my indicator. Intermediate term tops and bottoms are often seen after a trend has been in motion for a period of time. Here is an example of directional VRs generated at the beginning and end of an uptrend. On the left side of your screen, a negative volume reversal triggers a downtrend, until which time a positive VR is also generated, and then, as you can see, we rally for a period of time until the far right of the screen where a negative VR says that trend has ended. Now the next condition is when several opposing VRs occur in short succession, or when a tight group of VRs in the same direction keep getting stopped out in a short amount of time. These are often little bouts of time where there is sideways channels in effect and a breakout of the channel is trying to occur. The last VR in the group is usually the successful one, letting you know which way to watch for the breakout. The example on the screen shows a quick succession of VRs in the up and down direction, and of course at the very end we have that positive VR, and that breaks out the channel to the upside, and that became the more powerful signal. But during the course of that channel, you can see there were a couple trades in there. There was also a stop, as you can see, with that little blue stop sign toward the left of your screen, where a positive VR 3 bars back did not work out, and the stop came in and said exit that trade. Looking at specific examples, let's first look at the COMEX Gold Continuous 60-minute chart. Of course, most of you know that I'm a big gold bug, so I always enjoy watching the charts, and particularly on a shorter term basis. In this particular chart, we're looking at the December 3rd through December 8, 2010 time frame, and you can see that little negative VR at the far left of the screen was immediately reversed with a positive for a day or two. That positive was stopped out, and then a VR comes in and carries you for a couple days, all the way till the negative VR on the right side of the screen. That negative VR, by the way, demonstrated solid resistance at that 14 level in gold, which held the highs in late 2010. The Leibovit VR directional signals, basically give indications when market control is shifting from buyers to sellers and vice versa. In the next chart, we're looking at the commentary screen that comes up, and relating to that negative VR on the far right of your screen, you can see the instructions. It basically says on the screen a negative VR has been generated, enter a short position, that the next bar is open with a protective stop loss in place, and the stop loss is given on the screen. Our next example is the copper daily chart. Of course, it's the COMEX copper daily. The Leibovit VR directional stays with the signal until either a suggested stop loss price is triggered or the VR signal is generated in the opposite direction. On the left side of your screen, negative VR triggered a nice downtrend, which basically carried through May into early June, where a positive VR came in. And then you can see we got into one of these sideways channels, and you can track the little VRs back and forth. There were a couple trades, but ultimately the positive VR, which occurred around the 3rd week of July, was the prevailing one. and that broke the channel out and carried copper up all the way to that August high where the negative VR was signaled and said exit the trade or more than likely go short. In our next example, we're going to look at the XLU, which is the select spider fund for the utilities. And this is interesting because this is a weekly chart. And of course, you know, this had correlation to the fact that we had a big decline in the market between 2007 and June 2009, which is the time frame on the screen. And even though there was a little positive ER way over there on the left, negative ER came in, and for several weeks confirmed we were in a downtrend. A little positive ER comes there, looks around that April 2008 time frame, and then a negative ER basically gets you short all the way through the big crash, which is one of the reasons that I've been pounding the table on the use of volume, that there have been so many indications of how that crash was warned many, many weeks ahead of time, as you can see here. And in our final screen, we're basically showing the commentary related to that negative volume reversal, and the instructions on the screen basically say negative EO signal has been generated, enter a short position on the next bar's opening with a protective stop, and a stop loss number is provided for you. So that summarizes our VR directional indicators and examples, and we're going to move on now to our 2-day. Thank you.